future of the organization movement is incredible. While our organization seeks to educate people about safely coexisting with dogs of all types, our current mission is to restore the positive image of pit bull type dogs through education, advocacy, and low-cost services such as spay and neuter. Today I'm here to talk to you about breed-specific legislation, also known as BSL, and how it affects each of us, not only as dog owners, but as Americans who believe that discrimination in any form is bad public policy. From a personal aspect, thank you, sir. From a personal aspect, what used to be family trips to visit my relatives in Denver are no more. Because I choose to own pit bull type of dogs, should I bring them with me, they are at risk of being seized and destroyed based upon the way they look. Let me say that again. I am at risk if I take my dogs to a BSL city of having my dogs seized and destroyed because of the way that they look. BSL is defined as a statute or regulation directed at one or more specific breeds of dogs. Currently, the most discriminated type of dogs when it comes to BSL are dogs known as pit bulls. But they're not in this alone. Other commonly regulated dogs include German Shepherds, Doberman Pinschers, Chow Chows, Dalmatians, and even most recently, Chihuahuas. Throughout the world, BSL is enacted in various measures and can include mandatory spay and neuter, mandatory muzzling, an outright ban on owning a certain type of dog, requirements for homeowners to carry higher limits of homeowners insurance, and special confinement regulations. So we ask, what is the intent of BSL? Typically, BSL is enacted with the goal of increasing public safety. However, the methods currently being used, time and time again, prove to be ineffective. Focusing on the attributes of a certain type of dog or dogs diverts attention from the real issue, responsible ownership. The United Kingdom passed the 1991 Dangerous Dog Act, a breed-specific measure based upon the way a dog looks. The thinking behind this legislation infers that we can predict the behavior of a dog based upon the way that they look. A recent study on dog bites in the UK found that over the last 10 years, despite BSL that is in place, dog bites have doubled in the last 10 years and cost taxpayers over $2 million a year to enforce a measure that is ineffective. Here in the United States, one of the most common and one of the most notorious BSL cities is Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado has had a strict ban on pit bull type dogs since 1989. In a 12-year study of dog-related incidents, Denver reported 273 cases, while the neighboring city of Boulder, which does not have BSL, reported 46 incidents. Meanwhile, the taxpayers of Denver are shelling out an estimated $1 million a year in additional taxes to enforce a measure that does nothing to make their communities any safer. One of the major flaws in the thinking behind BSL is breed identification. A pit bull is not a breed of dog. In some circles, pit bull is used as a term to refer to the breeds that make up the group: the American Pit Bull Terrier, the American Staffordshire Terrier, and the American Staffordshire Bull Terrier. In other circles, the term pit bull can be used to describe dozens of types of dogs, including cane corsos, the American Bulldog, the English Bulldog, and the Dogo Argentina. In Manteca, California, a pit bull is partially defined as any dog that is an American Pit Bull Terrier or American Staffordshire Terrier. Now, when we go to South Bend, Indiana, they're going to tell us that a pit bull is defined as an American Pit Bull Terrier, but not an American Staffordshire Terrier. So even even from city to city, place to place, the definition of what a pit bull is varies greatly. This is something that makes breed identification difficult at best, as just about everybody seems to have a different opinion on what a pit bull is. Now, breed identification is not a problem just pit bulls face. Recent studies have shown that shelter workers, 75% of the time, misidentify a dog based upon physical appearance. And recent research has shown us that DNA of a dog, only about 3% of a dog's DNA accounts for its outward appearance. What we really need to look at when someone is injured by a dog are the circumstances that played into that event and start asking the right questions. Some of those questions include, what was the role of the dog? Was the dog a family dog or was it a resident dog? A resident dog is typically kept outside of the household, is used for protection, guarding, sometimes fighting, and even intimidation. We need to ask, was the dog humanely contained? Or was it chained? Or was it allowed to roam on its own? Was the dog spayed or neutered? Was the owner responsible? Did it encourage aggressive and undesirable behaviors? Or was that owner responsible in ensuring that their dog was a well-trained, well-socialized, well-cared for member of the community? Focusing on breed attributes of dogs diverts attention from the owner and the responsible ownership practices. Without owners taking responsibility and being held accountable for their dogs and their dogs' actions, it is difficult to have a safe community for both humans and canines. So how can we create a safe community for dogs and their people without enacting breed-specific legislation? Our friends to the north in Calgary, Alberta, Canada have a great model that many cities are looking to follow. While Calgary wasn't always a breed-neutral city, in fact, several years ago it was their policy to not adopt out any pit bull type dogs from their shelters. But after this ban was in place for a while, government officials started looking at the safety of their community, found it was none the safer, yet they were spending millions of dollars every year on enforcing a ban that was doing nothing that it was intended to do. So Calgary regrouped and they came up with the Calgary Animal Services Responsible Pet Ownership Program. This is a twofold program. The first part is about dog owner responsibility. They are required to license their dogs, spay and neuter their animals, provide proper vet care, training, socialization, and ensure that their pets do not become a nuisance to the community. Should any of these guidelines not be followed, owners are held accountable and face fines or worse. The second part of this comprehensive program includes educational outreach. Calgary Animal Services goes out into the community and educates people on safely interacting with dogs. Now, this program's only been in place for a short time. However, dog-related incidents are now down in the city of Calgary, while ownership of pit bull type dogs is up. Currently here in Nevada, there aren't any municipalities that have enacted BSL. However, dogs and their owners in the community are subjected to discrimination on a daily basis. Many homeowners associations prohibit certain types of dogs from living within their communities. Apartment complexes, while claiming to be dog-friendly, have a long list of restricted breeds. And all but a handful of insurance companies will provide homeowners insurance to owners of certain types of dogs. Now, currently here in Nevada, we have a pretty reasonable set of laws on the books in regards to dogs considered to be dangerous. However, those of us at Incred-A-Bull feel that there's room for improvement. We are currently working with Nevada State Assemblyman John Hamrick which speaks to dangerous and vicious dogs. This bill would add language that would prohibit any dog from being declared vicious or dangerous based solely upon breed. It would also prohibit any municipality within the state of Nevada from enacting or enforcing any breed-specific measures. So maybe some of you are wondering, why do I care about BSL? I own a Shih Tzu, or a Golden Retriever, or a Springer Spaniel. Besides the fact that BSL is blatant discrimination based upon the way something looks with no accounting for individual behavior, the simple truth is these laws can be enacted against any dog at any time. At Incred-A-Bull, we sincerely believe that each and every dog, no matter what its breed or perceived breed, should be regarded as an individual. We also believe that the responsibility of ensuring a dog is a safe and well-mannered member of the community ultimately lies within the owner. If you are interested in learning more about or supporting Assemblyman Hambrick's bill that would ensure BSL does not make its way into the Silver State, please stop by our booth. We have the bill to be reviewed. We also have these lovely ladies here with petitions that would be happy to let you sign them. And if you have any questions, we are in booth 301, right back here behind this first set of curtains, and we'd love to speak to you more about it. I appreciate your attention.